Good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
How are you all? Early morning, fresh or sleepy? Hmm?
Fresh mind, ma'am.
Fresh mind, good. Okay. So you have not responded. You means not you, your full class, or properly on the lab day. Why you like that? Don't, please don't do lab. We have missed lot of labs. Now when you have got the opportunity, please avail it. Don't waste your time. Okay. My camera is okay. So what do we do today? We'll talk about modifiers today. So what a modifier is, we'll define what it is, purpose of why they have to be used, why modifiers have to be used, how many types of modifiers are there, all these things, and a few of the exercises we'll discuss so that you know what it is all about. Okay. Okay. Modifier is a word, or it can also be a phrase that is used with another word or another phrase to limit or add to its meaning. It's something like an adjective also. A modifier, it is a bit confusing. You need to properly understand what it is. Modifier, it can be a word also. It is a word or a phrase that is used with another word or phrase to limit or add to its meaning. It is either a word or a phrase which is adding some other meaning, some more meaning to the main sentence, to the main phrase, or to the main word. Okay. A modifier adds detail or limits or changes the meaning of another word or phrase. What is a modifier? A modifier is a word or a phrase that is used with another word or phrase to limit or add to its meaning. This is a word either in the beginning or in the after the word it is added, so or limit to its meaning, to add some meaning to it or limit its meaning. Okay, a modifier, it adds details or limits or changes the meaning of another word or phrase. The following are the examples: happy, pretty, silly, crazy, hopefully, fast, slow, very, much, many. These are some of the examples of modifiers. Their purpose, it adds or limits or changes the meaning of another word or phrase. Okay, types of modifier. Once you have identified a modifier,
Ma'am,
yeah,
yes, you're not screen sharing, ma'am.
okay. Yeah, can you see now? Can you see? No, no.
No, ma'am.
What is that? Is it there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, can you see now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
It's a word or a PPT?
Word, ma'am.
PPT you're not able to see.
No, ma'am.
Okay, we'll go with word. So these examples are you able to see? Happy, pretty, silly, crazy,
Yes, ma'am.
hopeful, fast, slow, very much, many. So these are the some of the examples. So we'll go with the modifiers, types of modifier. Once you have identified a modifier, you need to identify the person, place, or thing that it is modifying. Modifiers usually must accompany the thing they are modifying or go as close to it as possible. What does this mean? Here it is very nicely shown in PPT, but I don't know. Okay, I think I should stop that one and go with this. Yeah, actually, I was sharing that. Adjectives, adjectival modifier. It modifies nouns and pronouns. For example, the red house. Adverb, modify verbs. For example, he ran quickly. These are the types. Modifier, phrases, modify an action or an actor. Looking at the clock, he noticed that he was late. What is it saying? It is adding to the meaning. He noticed he was late. How did he come to know? Looking at the clock. So it is giving some meaning, adding to it, or limiting to the main word or the main phrase. What is a misplaced modifier? Here, adjective modifier says that adjective typically go before the word they are modifying or after with helping verbs. The pretty girl, we are talking about the girl. The girl was pretty. This is adjective. What is an adjective? It describes about the noun. It adds some meaning about the noun over there, about that person, about the subject over there. So who is the subject over here? The girl. It is adding some meaning. So it is an adjective modifier. Uh, in the first example, you see the pretty girl. The example is pretty girl. In the second example, the girl was pretty. In the first example, pretty is an adjective modifying the noun girl. In the second example, was is a helping verb. And pretty is again an adjective, which is modifying girl. The other example I gave is adverbial modifier. These adverbial can go before or after the thing they are modifying, depending on what exactly is it they are modifying. For example, the very pretty girl. He ran quickly. Second example. So here in the adverbial modifier, it is modifying again the girl, but it is adding very pretty. And ly is added to he ran quickly. In the first example, the adverb very is modifying the adjective. Understand? In the first example, the adverb very is modifying the adjective pretty, which is modifying the noun girl. In that second example, the adverb quickly is modifying the verb ran. How he is saying? He is modifying what is the action. The boy, how did the boy ran? How did he run? He ran quickly. And then when we have a single adjective or adverb, misplaced modifiers rarely occur since they would immediately sound incorrect. So now here it is when we know the language, we will come to know that we are misplacing the modifier or it is not in the proper place. However, when a modifying phrase is used, misplaced modifiers become more common. I have a very nice video on this also. If we have time, I'll show you that. So here, how we can do that? Pick out the modifier and show which word it modifies. He tied red and orange ribbons around the present. Well, what is the modifier over here? Can you pick? He tied red and orange ribbons round the present. Yes, anyone can do that? If from the above example, the very pretty girl, he ran quickly. Adverbial. In the first one, adjectival, pretty girl. The girl was pretty. So here, how will you find out what is the modifier here? Red and orange ribbons? Yes? For yes, we
Screen
can.
isn't changing, ma'am.
Oh, what is the problem today? Okay. There is something basic, advanced, and some things are coming. What are you seeing now?
The same page, ma'am. What is
Same.
misplaced modifier?
Okay. Okay. Misplaced and dangling modifiers. I think. This one, are you able to see?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm. Yeah, I gave you this example. A misplaced modifier is a word or word group whose placement suggests that it modifies one word or phrase when it is intended to modify another. More beautiful than any human being, the explorer noticed the mermaid. The example is this: misplaced modifiers. So, how are you feeling this sentence? It is a more of a confusing one, isn't it? More beautiful than any human being. Now, the sentence is not giving us, not putting us to any proper direction and telling us anything particular, isn't it? More beautiful than any human being. We are not having any idea about what it is speaking about, that sentence, first part of the sentence. The explorer noticed the mermaid. Here it is, what it is talking about? It is talking about the sentence is talking about the mermaid. How it is more beautiful than any human. Who did that? The explorer. Who found out that? The explorer found out. So it's a misplaced modifier over here. Wild and untamed, Jack entered the jungle. Who are we talking about? Jack may be a dog. Untamed. How is it's adding some meaning, isn't it? Wild, it is adding. How we are given an idea about what kind of a dog it must be. Wild and it is untamed. These are misplaced here over here. Jack entered the jungle. Moaning in haunting voices, the house contained many ghosts. So these are misplaced over here. Moaning means, the sadness, and haunting voices. The house contained many ghosts. It is talking about a house which has many ghosts, and it is a haunted place. It is haunting and it has moaning voices. So, how do I fix it? How do I fix the misplaced modifiers? Revise the sentence, taking care to put modifying words, phrases, and clauses in a position that clearly identifies the head word and that does not awkwardly interrupt a sentence. Hint, usually you can just expand the main clause. Example, more beautiful than any human being, the explorer noticed the mermaid. We read it in this form. It is not a correct way of, I mean, narrating a sentence or talking about uh, any subject or object. The explorer noticed the mermaid, which was more beautiful than any human being. Understand? Yes? Now you have the clue, students. Are you all listening?
Yes, ma'am.
In the earlier um, misplaced modifier, we gave an example. Three examples are there. More beautiful than any human being, the explorer noticed the mermaid. Here they are misplaced. These modifier are misplaced over here. So in the first part of the sentence, we are not able to connect with anything, what it is talking about. Then the explorer noticed the mermaid, it is said. So it's an incorrect way of narrating a sentence, saying a sentence, making a sentence. So which is the correct one? The explorer noticed the mermaid. It is always okay to add some words or delete, take out some, minus some words if you are not finding it proper over there. It's something like editing. The explorer noticed the mermaid, which was more beautiful than any human being. Now you get a clue. Now you understand what the sentence is talking about, isn't it? Wild and untamed, Jack entered the jungle. How the correct sentence should be? Jack entered the wild and untamed jungle. So now this meaning has completely changed. In the first sentence, we thought Jack was a dog or maybe a person who was untamed, or he was also wild. Wild and untamed, Jack entered the jungle. Now, in the correct sentence, we are understanding that Jack has entered the wild and untamed jungle. There is a difference, isn't it, in the meaning now? The meaning has changed. Understand? So that's how meanings of the words change when if they are not properly placed. What it is? A word or phrase that qualifies a word, modifies a word, and phrase or a clause. So these are how many types we talked? Yes, students? Then we go to dangling modifier. A dangling modifier is a word or phrase that cannot logically describe, limit, or restrict any word or word group in the sentence. Using a variety of pedagogical techniques, the students were taught grammar. To improve his essay, each page was proofread. While reading the novel, the pages that contain important information should be marked. So, a word, add a word or word group that the dangling modifier can logically modify. You must usually change the subject of the main clause. What are we doing here? Using, what was the sentence over there? For here we are adding some to the clause. You must usually change the subject of the main clause over here when we are talking about the dangling modifier. What was the sentence? Using a variety of pedagogical techniques, the students were taught grammar. Pedagogy is a method, actually. It's a technique of how to teach. So here, the correct way of saying is that using a variety of pedagogical techniques, the teacher taught the students grammar. So what are we talking about? Main focus is on the pedagogical technique. Variety of pedagogical techniques, we are talking about that, and we are talking about the students who are taught by the teacher. What are they taught? They are taught grammar. So they have to be placed properly in the sentence to have a proper understanding. Like you can connect with the first sentence when we were talking about Jack. Jack and also the jungle that we were talking about, wild and untamed. In the first sentence, uh, modifier or the focus was on Jack, we thought was untamed and wild. But in the correct sentence, when we read the correct sentence, we came to know that the sentence is meant about the jungle, which was wild. Understand? But in the wrong sentence, with the misplaced modifier, we thought the author is talking about the character. But when we form the correct sentence with properly placing the modifier, being properly placed in the sentence, we came to know the truth that the author is talking about the jungle, which was wild. Understand? The another example is we did this using a variety of pedagogical techniques. The teacher taught the students grammar, the right way of saying. Another example, to improve his essay, each page was proofread. So the correct sentence where we are properly placing the modifier is, to improve his essay, David proofread each page. To improve his essay, each page was proofread. Remember the definition? To improve his essay, David proofread each page. Another example is, while reading the novel, the pages that contain important information should be marked. Okay. While reading the novel, you should mark the pages that contain important information. This is a correct way of placing the modifier. Incorrect. Mourning in haunting voices, the house contained many ghosts. The house contained many ghosts that mourn in haunting voices. What it is talking about? Mourning in haunting voices. Here also we are talking about the house which contained many ghosts. In the other way, the house contained many ghosts that mourn in haunting houses. Now the meaning has changed. We are talking about the ghosts that mourn. But this other, in the previous sentence, what we thought? The houses contain the ghosts. So here, modifier, misplaced modifier. Okay. The other examples I gave you, pick out the modifier and show which word it modifies. Sue sat silently throughout the meal. Yes? Can anyone do this? Pick out the modifier and show which word it modifies. Sue is the name of the person. Sat silently throughout the meal. Yes? F3. F3. Are you there? Yes. Are you able to see this examples, exercises?
No, ma'am.
Now can you see? Pick out the modifier and show which word it modifies. Can you see? Take a screenshot of it. Have you all taken? Take a screenshot. and complete the exercise. Just underline what it is. Red marks or any color you can check. I'll show you that video in a while. Or maybe I'll send it in the group. Have you all taken? Yeah. You see the video? Yes, students? Are you able to see the video?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Play, madam.
Hmm.
Ma'am, it is not audible.
Ah, full voice. Full voice it is. Okay. Understand? This is another very good one. So now you get an idea as to how it is done. Yes? It was a very helpful video actually.